Good morning, YouTube. How are we doing? We are back for week 2 of the PhotoShoot prep. I'm just chilling, to be honest. I'm currently just about to stretch and my back is absolutely in pieces. So it's quite nice just to lie here, to be honest, and just rock. So in today's video, if you've been keeping up with week 1, we're just going to be running through essentially what we're going to be doing on a week to week, what's going to be changing. So we're going to talk about food, training, all the drugs in the world, what's gone on that week, and then run it through from there, really. So yeah, this week we've had a quality drop, to be fair. Obviously, as anybody knows that's done even remotely of a cut, even if shut up, bitch. Even if you've been somebody that's dropped maybe 20 pounds or so, you'll usually find that first week is a piece of piss. It is a breeze, and you will end up dropping quite a fair bit of weight. We are down 7 pounds. It's 2 weeks, definitely 2 weeks. So yeah, just dropping into a deficit in itself, cutting out all like the bullshit, really. Yeah, just gone really, really well. We are still waiting on a treadmill, which is doing my fucking head in. As soon as I get it, the suppliers are going to get a bad review. But yeah, that's really the game plan. Just going to run you through everything as we go through the day. We have got legs today, which will be good. I'll run you through that session. Run you through why I do that session the way I do, because my leg days are specified in a certain way because of my knees and my back. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you have fun. And don't do drugs, kids.
I'm just very, very real up. But the big thing that I hated was a lot of the answers to the issues that I was having was just push your price. And I see so many shit coaches out there that are charging like 250, 300, 350. And it sounds horrible. I know other coaches do this, but they're just shit. They're just shit. And yeah, I don't want the answer to be, yeah, just push your price and just coach less.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I see it across the board. I think it was like a 24-year-old I spoke to the other day and he was charging 295 and 300. Yeah. I was like, who's told you to do that? Oh, so-and-so said charge your worth. I'm like, well, you're not worth it. You've done fuck all, mate. But they have, like...
Food shop, done. And should walk around the shop. I was just thinking about that call before. You caught a snippet of obviously the back end of one of the calls that I just had, and it's getting out of hand. Just like, again, I don't mean to speak ill of my own industry, but fuck me, 350 quid, 400 quid for a diet, accountability, training plans, charge your worth, bro. Bro, you ain't worth 350 quid, you fucking idiot. And some of these people that are coaches that are charging this are shit. There's no other way to put it. Unless if you are at the top of the industry, like in my niche, for example, Callum Raystrick, John Jewett, top of the game, top of the industry, Tom Hames. Unless if you are that kind of level, you have no reason to be charging that amount. There's been people that I know before now that have charged 400 quid for a standard coach. Somebody that is not at the top of the game. Yeah, of course you can sit here and say, yeah, well, bro, I can change your life. Let's just cut the bullshit for a second, you know? And yeah, I can, I absolutely can. But to say that when you strip it all back to the basics, no, shut the fuck up. 350, 450 quid for a coach. It's getting out of hand. And I think that some coaches just need a reality check. Right, cardio-wise, not doing a lot of cardio, basically. My back is causing me absolute grief right now, and any impact on it right now is just doing me grief. And I can't lie, I'm being so stubborn with it because I could just do the bike. I think it's more so a hip issue rather than a back issue, but yeah, I do need to get it sorted. So at the minute, we are still doing football on the Mondays, which, by the way, I scored an absolute screamer. I'm left-footed, right? So I play like sort of left side of defence, and I always score the same kind of goal. I'm always left side, about 20 yards out, whack it, and it goes in. I've scored about 3-4 goals from that exact same position, from that exact same distance, in that exact same corner. So yeah, that's pretty much the only ability that I've got, and the fact that I'm 100 kilos. That's it. If you run past me, I'm fucked. But yeah, those are pretty much my two go-tos. Cardio-wise, steps-wise, steps are still at 10k. Cardio should be football on the Mondays, a run on the Thursdays. The run at the minute is pretty much just sort of like an incline walk, because as I say, that impact is just making it worse, and until I can strengthen up the hip, I think it is hip internal rotation because it is quite weak. But yeah, that's pretty much where I was up to with cardio, really. In a bit of a position at the minute where
I don't know if anybody else gets like this, but I find that my first couple of weeks into a prep, a photo shoot, a fat phase, I'm not massively riled up. I'm not like, wow, mate, this is going to be quality. I'm still in that off-season maintenance mindset where the days just roll into the next. Don't feel tired, don't feel too fatigued. I'm still doing the do, but I'm not like ramped up for it, you know. Usually for me that comes after about maybe 3-4 weeks. You need to start seeing things change. For me, that's where that little switch comes on and you just hopped up, you know. But yeah, that's cardio side of things. I'm going to get myself off to training now. Got legs, and I'm going to walk you through the session. I'm going to do a voiceover on why I do the session the way I do, because of my back, because of my legs, and yeah, just take you through from there really. So I will catch you in the gym, you sexy bastard. Right guys, so welcome to the voiceover of the session. Now, obviously, like I said to you beforehand, I've got different reasons for why I run the session the way I do, and I think it is definitely a session that is completely different to a lot of people's. Now, I've got to sort of keep in mind that I had an injury when I was younger. Physically could not squat for a long time. So my sessions have been structured like this for quite a long time, really. And I've got quite a big emphasis on, one, exercise selection as far as exercise order goes, and two, a case of pre-exhaustion with certain muscle groups around certain injuries. I've had knee issues in the past. I've got hip issues currently. I've had a lot of lower back issues. So now I just need to be very careful with the load that I'm using, because naturally my legs do tend to grow a lot quicker than anything else. So I find that if I change the exercise order and it's wrong, that session will not go as planned, and I'll be out of the gym before I know it, essentially. So obviously, first off, I'm always going to be starting on calf raises, purely because even though I've always competed in men's physique, there's always been a slight little thing there about, Mitch, do you want to do classic? But to be honest, I am so amped up for when I get my lads on stage that I might compete again, I might not, I never know. I don't want to sort of cross that off the list, but right now my main focus is my guys. I will always train calves heavily, purely because I think that even if you compete or not, you can never go wrong with like a fucking massive set of calves, can you? Let's face it. So calves for me is always first. Moving on to leg extension. So leg extension for me is one of them where at the minute I'm sort of doing like a little bit of rehab. So I do leg extensions 3 times a week, one with an isometric hold at the top. Session 2 is 2 up, 1 down, so I'm sort of like concentrically loading the tendon. And then session 3, which is this one, where I'm just doing standardized leg extensions with a pause at the top and a 4 to 5 second eccentric, obviously, as you can see. Again, purely just down to the fact that I am trying to train and strengthen the tendon in my left knee, because it does cause me a lot of grief. But it is one of those things where I do still need to train for hypertrophy. It's just something that I'm being a lot smarter with, essentially. Moving on, we have got the hip adductors. My exercise order should have been slightly different to this, but the gym was a little bit busy, so I had to sort of change around the order. It should have been adductors and then extensions, but hey ho, I digress. So yeah, we are essentially running through with the adductors now, and it is, for me, the adductor is one of those where I think that, especially with my hip issues, I think that if I've got strong adductors and abductors and internal and external rotation, I can sort of transfer that into a lot of my lifts, into a lot of, like, obviously again, my football games, my running. Sometimes play paddle every now and again. I know that sounds really posh. I play paddle on a Sunday, but I'm not. I'm definitely not. I'll pick my nose. I'm not posh, trust me. And so yeah, but the hip adductors are one of those where I do think that it's just a staple. So many people skip it and they wonder why they've not got that like girth in the leg. You know what I mean? Love that word. It's amazing. So next on the list, this didn't actually go to plan, to be fair. This was a trialing a pendulum squat. Obviously, this is the first time that I've actually done legs in this gym properly. So I'm just trying out a couple of the compound lifts, really. Now, the pendulum for me, given the fact that my back is causing me a lot of issues at the minute, I tried to put a belt on just to sort of see if I could like sort of combat the pain a little bit, just to sort of compress it down. Did not help at all. So I'll probably be jumping over to the leg press on this one. I've been told that the Cybex leg press is absolutely amazing. I've not yet had the privilege of trying it, so I will definitely be getting on top of that. And I think that, again, compounds, the reason why the compounds are so late on in the session is through injury prevention. I've built my legs on leg press pretty much being in the second half of my session for a long period of time. I've not barbell squatted in God knows how long. It's like I've got clients that don't exercises in their splits for good reason, for body mechanics. They just don't get along with the movement, and we change it for something else that they get along with, that they agree with, and
it serves them a hell of a lot more justice because they get along with that movement and they can progress it safely and they can progress it continuously. Now, like I said to you before, obviously a lot of people do tend to miss things like adductors, abductors, glutes. This is essentially where we are sort of coming into our own here. I would have used, they do have a glute drive upstairs. Somebody was on it. Somebody was on the Smith machine as well. So I thought, you know what, the cables are free. I'll just hit a single leg cuffed kickback. Again, just to isolate the glutes a little bit. I wasn't even too sure my back would even be able to handle a glute drive. I've not actually tried it since, not last week, the week before, because I had to skip it last week because my back was even worse. So essentially, yeah, just wanted to sort of run through the session because it is something that people do tend to skip, and it is something that people just sort of chuck together. When you have to focus and think about, one, what is the priority in that leg day? Put it first. Prioritize the areas that you're weak on. For me, calves is always going to be a big focus of mine, so I'm always going to hit them earlier on in the session and make sure that I've given them as much focus as humanly possible. You know, and then moving through, my focus on the rest of the session is a lot of it is injury prevention, making sure that I'm not going to just absolutely shoot myself into the ground, essentially, and just making sure that when I do move through, I can essentially move through and I can continue training.
Right, guys, let's talk about drugs. Let's talk about drugs, shall we? Because we just love it. So, PDs this week has not moved, not running anything else, not increased anything, and it's just as simple as that. And we are ahead of schedule right now. And again, when there's no use or no need for any increase of anabolics, don't push it for the sake of pushing it because you are X amount of weeks out because you feel like it. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. When they hit like a certain amount of weeks out, they push for the sake of the fact that they are that many weeks out. They get to 8 weeks out, right, anabar goes in. They get to 12 weeks out, right, clan goes in. You know, and it doesn't have to be so structured. If you don't need that compound, don't use it. And I think that this is where people do tend to mess up their own blood work, because right now I'm ahead of schedule. I should be around about 221 right now if I'm to hit my target where I want to hit it. Ideally, I want to be where I need to be for the photo shoot around about 2 to 3 weeks beforehand, and just polish the look, try a few refeeds, see how my body's responding, and I peak it from there. Now, if I need to do that this week, I would have needed to be 221, and I'm 218. So I'm ahead of schedule. I'm chilled. I'm relaxed. There's no need for me to push any more stress onto my body than what is already coming towards it, as in like cardio, again, anabolics, training, all that sort of stuff. Don't push for the sake of pushing. If you don't need more cardio, don't use it. If you don't need more training, don't do it. If you don't need more compounds, more anabolics, don't use them. You know, if you don't need certain things, there is no need for you to push them just for the sake of it. And right now, that is the exact approach I'm going to be taking. If any of you guys follow me on socials, you know that I'm a lower dose kind of guy. If I don't need the compound, I'm not going to use it. When you look at some of these natty guys are on zero, absolutely zero. And you're asking me whether or not you need more of this, more of that. Should we try this? Should we try that? Mate, these natty guys are looking better than some of you watching this video right now, running absolutely nothing. So do you need a certain compound? Absolutely not. Is it going to potentially help in some way, shape or form, depending on what the compound is? Quite possibly, yeah. But again, it's one of those where the risk to reward comes into play. The ability to use that compound properly comes into play. Is that compound needed? And I think that, again, when people are rash with it, especially in like earlier cycles, people just sort of tend to jump the gun. Yeah, I just want to try this, this, and this. I want to see how far I can push it. You don't need to. You don't need to. If the goal is to be a bodybuilder or even like a photo shoot guy, or just want to train for a longer period of time, play the longevity game, play the long-term game. Don't play this is my one phase, I'm going to peak here and then everything's going to go downhill. Because trying to fix poor blood work or poor results is absolute chaos. If you have shit work ethic and you can't stay on plan and you can't do this and you can't do that, no amount of anabolics or peptides will fix shit habits, shit training, shit nutrition, shit sleep. Fix the basics first and then add the assistance if you are going down that route.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Week 2, we're done and dusted. We're moving on to week 3 now. Like the video, like, share, comment, all the good, nice, warm-hearted stuff that you do. Do it. Go watch some more videos and I'll see you for week 3.